Correct. Hello my dear students, very good afternoon everybody. We shall discuss the Hindu dated February 5. I am sure all of you have gone through the newspapers already, so that you will get the best benefit of the program. In between the analysis, I shall give you a few questions which may be probable ones for the upcoming examinations. So let us begin. February 5, 1 in 5 Indians exposed to novel coronavirus, this says the survey. For effluent, EPF is not nest egg but goose that lays golden eggs. The largest EPF account balance is a staggering 103 crore. The Provident Fund is designed for helping workforce, and it is not taxable. It has not been taxable so far. It is a social security measure, but the wealthy people are using it as a way to park their funds and get very good returns. So please read. In this year's budget there was a provision that the government wants to tax, or government is going to tax interest from EPF above 2.5 lakhs. 20% of Indians exposed to novel coronavirus sero survey. Nearly 1 in 5 Indians had been infected by SARS-CoV-2 coronavirus until December 2020. The third round of serological survey by the Indian Council of Medical Research. Listen, 20%. So the recent news that 50% in Delhi, 50% in Pune have got herd immunity. Already antibodies are developed in their bodies. These are all very valid information. 20% in the random survey that was conducted, 20% of the Indians. This is going to help us, and this plus the so-called social disciplines that we keep, like wearing masks, keeping social distancing, and cleaning our hands, social vaccination and herd immunity are going to help us. This is roughly 3-fold increase since August and 30-fold increase since May, when previous rounds of survey were conducted. The message is that a large proportion of population remains vulnerable. Vaccines are necessary and there can be no complacency with regard to masks, social distancing and hand hygiene. Dr. Balram Bhargava, the Director General of ICMR, says. Yes, we have to keep the real social vaccines have to be used. What are the social vaccines? Using masks, cleaning our hands and keeping social distancing. These are all the things that are going to save us, and the real vaccine, we all know, may take time. It may take years for the entire populations to get vaccinated, and that is not going to be the real solution to the problem. The real solution is going to be, one, the herd immunity that is being developed in India, and of course the social vaccination part. Delhi police to probe international conspiracy to defame India. Look, the words international conspiracy is given in under quotes. These are all police allegations. Delhi police cyber cell has registered an FIR and will investigate an international conspiracy to defame the country, a senior police officer said. The officer said a Twitter handle had shared a toolkit document but deleted it later. It was apparently created by an allegedly pro-Khalistan organization, Poetic Justice Foundation. Indian government is stretching too far. We have not named anybody in the FIR. It's only against the creators of the toolkit, and the police will be investigating that. Delhi police are trying to give a terrorism angle to the farmers' strike. Of course, if the strikes have gone beyond the very purpose of them, then the police have the right to investigate. But so far, except for the January 26 events where the farmers' leaders could not control their followers, the strikes have been by and large very peaceful ones. US calls for dialogue, supports right to protest. Listen, we have been discussing this all these days, that there will be mounting international pressure on the government, because democracies think universally. We cannot say that this is our national issue and international interventions are unwelcome. Democracies mature by consultation, democracies mature by showing tolerance to criticisms. Following expressions of support on social media to farmers' protests by several well-known personalities and celebrities, including pop icon Rihanna, youth climate activist Greta Thunberg, and the US government has also spoken, encouraging dialogue and supporting the right to peaceful protests. Democracies encourage right to peaceful protests. Democracies have to be very tolerant towards peaceful protests. The US reactions were recorded in a statement released by its embassy in New Delhi and through a State Department statement released to Wall Street Journal reporter on Thursday. Washington also welcomed the step that would enhance the efficiency of India's markets. The Ministry of External Affairs likened the vandalism at the Red Fort Republic Day to January 6 attack on the US Capitol. It said internet access was shut off to prevent violence. Many countries, including many courts in India, have accepted that we have a right to internet. That very right is being usurped by the government. So there will be, in the days to come, there will be more and more international pressure on our governments to be more sympathetic to the farmers. Pious and sanctimonious, the Hindu editorial. India's unusual response to comments on ongoing farmers' protests by some international celebrities comes across as highly sanctimonious. The temptation of sensationalist social media hashtags and comments, especially when resorted to by celebrities and others, is neither accurate nor responsible, the Minister of External Affairs said in a statement. It advised these celebrities to ascertain facts and properly understand the issues at hand before rushing to comment on such matters. The response is somewhat supercilious in the immediate context of what singer and performer Rihanna had said in a single tweet. She had crores of subscribers, followers. She had asked why the issue was not being talked about more. That was a single statement tweet by her. Why we are not discussing this particular issue? While drawing attention to a news report on the extraordinary measures taken by the government to put down farmers' protests, including the laying of trenches and barricades, and banning the internet. The state is using all in its ammunition to put pressure on the farmers. They are making big trenches, they are making concrete barricades, they have got water cannon, they have got everything, and these are all used against farmers who are protesting peacefully. This is what I said, except for the Red Fort incident on January 26, where things went beyond the control of leaders, which was definitely their mistake. They must have anticipated that the followers would go beyond their dictats. That is a terrible mistake, but that apart, the strikes have been by and large peaceful. But government seems to be highly intolerant, and the days to come there will be more and more and more people supporting the farmers' cause. The thing is that even though the three laws that could be good for the government, good for the farmers, the government has failed to convince the farmers that the laws are well and truly good for them. So consultation was lacking. An inevitable showdown. While provocative posts have no place on any platform, free speech should not be hit, says the Hindu. The government's notice to Twitter after it reinstated several handles that mentioned a controversial hashtag which the former wanted blocked marks a crucial point in an already uneasy relationship between a powerful government and an influential technology platform. Listen, the war has begun. The war has begun between the government and social media. Twitter was asked to remove a few controversial hashtags, but the Twitter, though it removed initially, reinstated the hashtags and tweets and said that they were very much within the law. As a showdown seems inevitable now, what with the government threatening Twitter with penal action for not complying with its order. The issue pertains to tweets put on by some handles on the ongoing farmers' protest, and also a hashtag that suggested that a farmer genocide was being planned. The Ministry of Electronics and IT ordered these handles, 257 URLs and one hashtag, be blocked on the grounds that they were spreading dangerous information about the protests. Twitter initially complied with the order. Meaning went by the order, but later restored these tweets and handles, which included those of media houses. We know that we know how powerful these social media platforms are. We know that during the transition period in the United States latest presidential elections, President Donald Trump's Twitter account was blocked by Twitter. So they are very powerful. They have got more followers than many democracies in the world. So there must be more rationale before strong so-called actions can be taken. Definitely it is going to be a battle between a very powerful government and a very influential social media platform. Closely follow all these news items and how things evolve. HAL planning to export light combat aircraft. Yesterday we discussed it. Tejas, HAL has won an order for 48,000 rupees, 48,000 crore rupees, 48,000 crore worth order was won by HAL from Indian Air Force for the supply of its light combat aircraft Tejas. Very important question that will come, a readable article, and HAL now planning to export light combat aircraft. when we launch a rocket to launch different satellites to different for different purposes, we get a lot of orders from different universities in the world, even other countries. So recently ISRO made a record. When a rocket was launched, it took it with itself 108 satellites, big and smalls, from different countries, because using an Indian rocket to plant satellites in the orbit is much cheaper when compared to other possibilities like launching in France or in England or in America. So similarly, India has got every potential to become a manufacturer of weaponries. Presently India is procuring. From France we procured Rafale, from Russia we procured, we plan to procure the defense shield, and we procure MiG aircrafts, etc., etc. Similarly, as India became an automobile hub for the world now, India is exporting cars. There was a time when India had, now all the car manufacturers are in India now, because India is a luring market for them. Similarly, India can become a hub of defense ammunition manufacturing. It can even export. First question is given to you. Pick out among the following the most correct information with regard to Pradhan Mantri Matru Vandana Yojana, PMMVY, as claimed by the government recently. Under the PMMVY, pregnant women and lactating mothers receive rupees 5,000 on the birth of their first child in 3 installments. 1.75 crore eligible women are covered in the scheme so far. The scheme aims to retain 51.7 lakh women per year through the scheme. Rupees 5,931.95 crore has been paid to eligible beneficiaries so far. Give me the answer, please. Whenever government schemes, information regarding, news regarding government schemes comes out, you must make sure that you take them down, very, very important. Okay, where is the answer? I am not getting any response. Okay, so I am proceeding. Okay, I got 1 or 2. All the above is correct. All the above information, very, very important. Prime Minister Pradhan Mantri Matru Vandana Yojana, PMMVY. All Government of India schemes are very, very important for our examinations. Maternal welfare scheme beneficiaries cross 1.75 crore. 1.75 crore. The government's maternity benefit scheme Pradhan Mantri Matru Vandana Yojana has crossed 1.75 crore eligible women till the financial year 2020. The centre informed the parliament. A total sum of all the information that I gave in the question are covered here also. 5,931.95 crore paid to 1.75 crore beneficiaries. Very important, please go through. India strikes cautious note on developments in Myanmar. We know what has happened in Myanmar, we discussed it yesterday also, still I shall just go through that. Myanmar is a democracy in infancy. Recently elections were conducted in Myanmar, in which Aung San Suu Kyi's National League of Democracy swept the polls and formed a government. the relationship between National League of Democracy, Aung San Suu Kyi, its president, the country's president Wilmand, and the military establishments has not been so good. Military establishment asked the government to probe the probable irregularities that it accused in the latest elections, but NLD government did not pay heed to that, and the government was toppled through a military coup. The military establishment took over authority in Myanmar and democracy was murdered in Myanmar. The state councillor Aung San Suu Kyi and the president Wilmand both are under house arrest. India is very cautious in to take a development, to look at the developments in Myanmar. India is a democracy. Myanmar's democracy must be encouraged by India, but in the present scenario, India does not want foreign countries interfering in farmers' protests, so India may also be a bit muted on Myanmar's issues. Amid resistance, Myanmar blocks Facebook. Myanmar's new military government blocked access to Facebook as resistance to Monday's coup surged amid calls for civil disobedience to protest the ousting of the elected government and its leader Aung San Suu Kyi. Facebook is especially popular in Myanmar and is how most people access the internet. The military seized power shortly before a new session of parliament was to convene and detained Suu Kyi and other top politicians. It was a shockwave to most countries in the East Asian bloc and to the world. Nobody expected that military would dare to topple a democratically elected government, but anyway, that was what happened. Now the military said it would continue in power for 1 full year. The second question: International Criminal Court is headquartered at, is it in New York, Paris, London, The Hague or Vienna? Yes, give me the answer. The International Criminal Court, ICC. Very true, the answer is correct. The Hague. Hague is in the Netherlands, Holland. The Hague is in the Netherlands. Okay, the International Criminal Court is headquartered at The Hague, the Netherlands. Question number 3. Dominic Ongwen, the child soldier turned Lord's Resistance Army commander LRA, who has been convicted by the International Criminal Court for committing war crimes and crimes against humanity, is a nationality of Rwanda, Nigeria, Sudan, Republic of Congo, or none of these? A very important question based on international politics. Dominic Ongwen, Lord's Resistance Army LRA. He was a child soldier turned commander. He has been committed. Okay, the answer is the fifth option. Uganda is the answer. LRA was founded 3 decades ago by former Catholic altar boy, self-styled Prophet Connie, who launched bloody rebellion in northern Uganda against President Yoweri Museveni. The United Nations organization says that LRA killed more than 1 lakh people and abducted 60,000 children in a campaign of violence that spread into 3 other African nations of Sudan, the Democratic Republic of Congo and the Central African Republic. It is for those crimes that the ICC, the International Criminal Court, has convicted Dominic Ongwen, the leader of LRA. Very important news item from the international topics. ICC convicts Ugandan rebel commander for war crimes. The International Criminal Court convicted Ugandan child soldier turned Lord's Resistance Army commander for war crimes and crimes against humanity. Dominic Ongwen, 45, was found guilty of 61 charges over a reign of terror, including in early 2000s, including the first conviction by ICC for crime of forced pregnancy. First conviction by ICC for the crime of forced pregnancy. The court said Ongwen ordered attacks on refugee camps as a senior commander in the LRA, which under its fugitive chief Joseph Kony. Joseph Kony was the leader of LRA and Ongwen was his commander. African nations to set up a state based on Bible's 10 commandments. His guilt has been established beyond any reasonable doubt, says the judge. So Dominic Ongwen of Rwanda was convicted by the International Court of Justice, ICC, International Criminal Court. SBI's net profit declines 6.9% to 5,196 crore on provisioning. What is this provisioning? All NPAs, losses due to NPAs must be provisioned. Provisioning has to happen from the profit accrued. So suppose the bank has got 10,000, and I may not be that accurate because it will take long time to teach you. I shall just tell you the brief ideas. Suppose the bank has made a profit of 10,000, operational profit of 10,000, and the bank during the year made a net NP of say 3,000. Then the entire 10,000 cannot be shown as profit, but there must be the NPS must be provisioned for. So the profit has to be shown only as 7,000, 10,000 minus 3,000. So thanks to the growing NPA, SBI's net profit declines to 6.9% to this much because of provisioning. SBI reported a 6.9% decline in the net profit to 5,196 for the third quarter, and that profitability was impacted by higher provisioning. So profitability was impacted because 10,342 crore was provisioned for the quarter, out of which loan losses accounted for 2,290. This compares with the total provisions of 7,153 crore a year earlier, but loan losses has been 8,193. Of course, these figures you need not know at all, because it is the figures of a particular bank for a particular quarter. That may not be important, but these figures should lead you to certain ideas that if banks NPAs go up, then from the profit accrued, it must be the losses must be provisioned for, which will impact the net profit of banks. Question number 4. To spread the message "Say No to Drugs," 13,000 youth volunteers will be deployed in 272 districts under the Nasha Mukt Bharat Abhiyan, Deshbhakt Bharat Abhiyan, Urja Saras Abhiyan, Samasta Vikas Abhiyan, none of these. Let the answers come. Okay, the answer is the first option, Nasha Mukta Bharat Abhiyan. Very important question. All government schemes are important. Fifth question, the Social Justice and Empowerment Ministry has decided to launch a senior citizens helpline. What is the name of the helpline? Is it Vayodhik, Namaste, Elderline, Take Care, or Hamesha? What is the name of the helpline to help senior citizens? This helpline was set up by Social Justice and Empowerment Ministry. Please give me the answer. Okay, and moving further, the answer is Elderline. The third option, Elderline, very important. A ministry in the government has come out with a scheme, a helpline desk to help senior citizens of the country, very important. My dear students, thank you very much for attending the program, for viewing the program. Please make sure that you like the program and share the program, invite your friends to watch the program. Those things will be a great encouragement to all of us. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Let us work together to improve our information level and improve our comfort zone in the general awareness paper in the days to come. So like our Facebook page and join our other social media platforms. At 3 o'clock we will meet again with another live session which is restricted only to our students. So thank you very much. We shall meet again. Have a very good day ahead.